I can't recall a single moment when my father surprised me with a gift, told me he loved me or was proud of me, or gave me attention out of genuine desire. Every ounce of acknowledgement or any gift he ever bestowed upon me was solely because my mother coerced him into it or handed him the money to buy it. Even as a child, I was painfully aware of the chasm between his forced gestures and any semblance of genuine affection. It was the same haunting indifference with my brother. I craved his attention, yet he moved through life as if I were invisible. I remember sitting alone in my room, pouring my heart into Irish folk music, desperately hoping my brother might notice, might care. I overheard the hollow charade unfold. My father, under my mother's orders, instructing my brother to feign interest. So when my brother casually said, "Hey, cool music, what is it?" the emptiness in his words was a dagger. The lack of authenticity cut deeper than silence. Growing up, I was enveloped in a suffocating loneliness, yearning for fatherly love and acceptance that never came. You might think, thank goodness for a caring mother. But her care was conditional, her affection as brittle as glass. The moment I dared to disagree, she spat the words with icy finality. "You are no longer my son." The messages drilled into my young mind were brutal and relentless. You don't matter. You are worthless. You deserve nothing, and nobody cares about you because you are nothing. If you are a Christian, do you feel the powerful echoes of this in the core of Christian teachings? As Christians, we are relentlessly taught that Jesus is the very heartbeat of existence, the living essence of perfection and grace. Meanwhile, we tremble in our own imperfections, deemed unworthy of God's love or blessings through our own merit. It's as though God stands at an unfathomable distance, his unwavering gaze piercing solely through Jesus, while we desperately yearn for his divine love. But just as in my own tumultuous life, we can only ignite his love if Jesus fervently advocates for us, fueled by our fervent faith in him. The messages we Christians often hear are strikingly similar and somewhat unsettling. Preachers tell us that we are undeserving of anything good, emphasizing that God, because of our inherent sinfulness, is indifferent to our existence. The narrative continues with the reminder that our actions, whether righteous or sinful, hold little weight, as we are all tainted by the original sin of Adam, rendering us seemingly insignificant in the eyes of God. Yet there is a glimmer of hope, a loving intervention. Just as my mother once intervened on my behalf in times of trouble, Jesus steps in, persuading God to send him on a divine rescue mission to reach out to us and offer salvation. Many Christians find it difficult to connect with God the Father, largely due to the way he is often depicted. As a result, many opt to form a relationship with Jesus instead. This choice stems from the perception that Jesus is more approachable or relatable. However, even if you follow the concept of the Trinity, which isn't directly laid out in the Bible, it's important to recognize that Jesus consistently instructed us to direct our prayers to the Father. He never once suggested praying to himself. So what if the image you've formed of the Father is based on misconceptions or incomplete teachings? Imagine standing in a sun-drenched meadow, the air filled with the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant song of birds. Amidst this tranquility, a voice as deep and resonant as rolling thunder speaks, yet it carries a warmth that envelops you like a comforting embrace. "You do deserve something," it declares, echoing through the vast expanse, "because you are crafted in my likeness." The words hang in the air, imbued with a profound sense of belonging, transcending any creed or conviction. As you absorb this, the voice continues, each syllable a soothing balm. "You are worthy, just because you reflect my essence." The meadow seems to glow brighter, the echoes of these affirmations weaving a tapestry of acceptance and value around you, unshaken by any belief you hold. "You matter," it reassures, the sincerity in the voice cutting through any doubt. The world around you feels more vibrant, as if acknowledging the truth of these words, a testament to the undeniable significance of your being. And finally, with an empowering certainty, the voice concludes, "You have what it takes. You are well able." The air buzzes with potential, the landscape itself appearing to nod in agreement, a testament to your capability and strength, simply because you bear the image of the divine, regardless of any belief you might carry. If God the Father, with a voice like the gentle rumble of distant thunder, spoke those powerful words directly to you, affirming that you have what it takes, that you are well able, how would that transform your perception of him? Imagine the warmth of his assurance wrapping around you, telling you that you matter, that you are worthy, that you truly do deserve good things. How would such divine validation shift the way you view God the Father, as His words echo in your heart, resonating with a profound sense of belonging and purpose? When I first heard the idea, I thought, wow, that would be incredible if God the Father were actually like that. But then I remembered how Christianity often depicts Him differently, more distant and stern. Even if those depictions hold some truth, I wonder how many people have actually sat down with the Bible, turning its thin, crinkly pages, to form their own understanding of who God the Father truly is. Many people confidently assert that they have read the New Testament multiple times, claiming a thorough understanding of who God the Father is. They often reference the phrase, "If you have seen Jesus, you have seen God the Father," as a cornerstone of their belief. However, there's a significant issue that often goes unaddressed. During the time when Jesus walked the earth, and even when Paul and the early Christians were spreading their teachings up until around the year 300, the New Testament in its current form did not exist. The scriptures they relied upon and revered were those of the Old Testament, a section of the Bible that many modern Christians have been taught to see as outdated or irrelevant due to its association with the Old Covenant. To truly grasp the perspectives and teachings of Jesus, Paul, and the Apostles, one must remember that the Bible they lived by and believed in was the Old Testament. This was the foundation of their faith and daily lives. Most importantly, the deity they worshipped, followed, and obeyed was Jehovah, the God depicted in these ancient texts. Therefore, to genuinely understand the nature of God the Father and the true essence of Jesus, one must delve deeply into the Old Testament, making it the cornerstone of their biblical study and understanding. One afternoon, as the golden sunlight slanted through my window, casting warm patches of light on the floor, I sat in my favorite armchair, with the Old Testament open on my lap. My fingers gently traced the faded, delicate pages, feeling the texture of the ancient script beneath my touch. I had made a firm decision that day to live by the teachings of the Old Testament, inspired by what Jesus had taught. As I immersed myself in the vivid stories and intricate commandments, I felt a presence around me, a gentle whisper that seemed to come from the depths of time. It was as if God the Father was communicating with me directly, His voice a soft yet powerful force resonating within my heart. "You matter," the whisper assured me, filling my chest with a warmth that spread through my whole being. "You are worthy," the words wrapped around me like a comforting blanket. "You deserve good things and have what it takes." Each phrase settled into the depths of my soul, igniting a newfound confidence and a deep assurance of my own value, as if a light had been switched on inside me. Are you prepared to delve into the depths of the Old Testament and illuminate its pages to discover the true essence of God the Father? He patiently awaits your attention, ready for you to heed and embrace the teachings of Jesus. As Jesus Himself declared, the path to the Father is illuminated by living according to what we call the Old Testament. No one can truly approach the Father without adhering to the wisdom and guidance that Jesus imparted.